Starting off with the outlook, we got a pretty big week ahead. OMC coming in on 26th of January on Wednesday. If we go into the news of the week, OMC, unemployment claims, and PPI, but the most important thing is gonna be into like OMC on Wednesday. So, big week ahead. And by telling, where we are in terms of price action and uh, value, we're sitting like below some pretty important levels. So if we don't reclaim ASAP or post OMC, it's gonna be looking something like this, right? So yeah. Now let's look right into VWAPs for now. Starting off the yearly VWAP. If you guys remember, we talked about the previous year value low being a pretty important level going forward. And you know, after the outlook we did on past Monday, I was like, okay, if price holds here, we're open to trade up into like uh previous year VWAP, but eventually lower time frame wise, we didn't hold here, and we went all the way towards previous year value low. Okay, so right now I'm seeing that we're doing some sort of SFP here. If it's a valid SFP, we should be accepting above 90k basically, or some sort of displacement on the daily chart, but also on lower time frame. We do have some important levels right there. So if we do get some sort of acceptance 90k, it's still looking valid, or it's looking bullish. I mean, uh, for further upside or for further chop into this area. Now, the bear scenario is to accept below. So if we get a move lower and price failing to accept, above 88k, let's say 88k, 87.5, around there, this area basically, it's a pretty big level. So yeah, if we get a move down here, a retest and a rejection, it's gonna be a bloodbath, honestly, with basically main uh, targets being these lows, 80k lows, right? And eventually, if we zoom out, we did have here at like 80k as well, we did have 2024 value, right? So, and at like 65k, we did have 2024 VWAP. All right, so if we get this rejection right here and then we don't get a bounce into this level, we're open to be trading basically towards 65k. So this in terms of higher time frame, 88k basically is our major level to flip or reject from going forward in terms of higher time frame. So that's pretty much it about the yearly value. Going into quarterly, similarly, 88k, 88.2 around there is a pretty big level to uh, accept above or reject from. So this area right here, going forward, basically it covers both uh, previous quarter value low and previous year value low. So this area, as long as we stay below it, it's also a level to play on lower time frame, right? So if we keep on rejecting here and we don't accept above, it's looking like we're going for these lows all the way towards 80k in my opinion. Now, what happens if we accept above? If we accept above, it's a pretty good shift on lower time frame at least. But if we want to see further upside, we need to see basically a move above 90k, as I said earlier. So, acceptance above here, and we're looking at 90k reaction in order to take some longs and some swings or higher, at least. In my opinion, if we accept above 90k, we're going at least 94, 95k, and then eventually we could be going also towards 100k. So yeah, 88 slash 87.5 is a pretty big level going forward. But what if we accept below? If we accept below based on quarterly value, we don't have a lot of things to say, honestly. It's just an expansion below quarterly value, so we're getting basically an imbalanced move lower. This could lead us basically all the way towards 80 and furthermore. Now, let's go into monthly. For the monthly, we didn't get the chance to like short into previous month value high as I was expecting going into this past week basically. As once the week opened, we eventually started trading below previous month value high all the way towards previous month VWAP and basically diddling in the middle. So there wasn't anything actionable based on previous month value. Okay. Now, I did say though on past week's outlook, monthly VWAP is gonna be a big level if we want to see upside. So by the time we didn't get acceptance above here, it was pretty easy to sort it all the way down to previous month VWAP with, first target being previous month by year high. So yeah. Although we didn't get the chance to short right here, we got a full rotation from monthly by year high, previous month by year high, all the way towards previous month by year low. As the month is coming to an end this week, it's gonna be really important how the monthly closes because we're gonna be getting a new monthly value. But this is for the next week's outlook. Now, if we keep on trading within 87k and 91k, it's all good. By the time we accept below 87/86k, it's concerning. Okay, I mean, you can tell that also by higher time frame, right? But even on lower time frame, on monthly value, we can see that 86, 87k, basically 87k, is a pretty big level, right? So yeah, on lower time frame, if we see something like this is like looking like a cool sweep. Okay, it is not enough though, because here we do have a bearish POI, right? And price is currently rejecting into it. We could see a higher low being formed here or a move higher, right? But we could also see like a sweep of the lows, except above, and we might be longing it. We might be longing this. We'll see. But yeah, if we get a drive lower, spend time in space, retest, pretty easy short. So that's pretty much it about the monthly value. Now going into the weekly, if you guys remember, we have talked about when we open below previous week value, we often revisit it, and as you can see, we revisited it. So previous week value area low is a pretty big level in terms of lower time frame. Along that, we do have a bearish POI right here. So if price is bullish early in the week, I do think today or tomorrow we should be accepting above here. We should be accepting above here, because if we don't, it's gonna happen something like this, right? Or something like, where is it? Or something like this. If that happens, it's not looking good. Okay, so yeah, let me get rid of this as well. Bull scenario is to reclaim this level ASAP, right? Reclaim this level ASAP. Potentially we could be going for these highs for an internal sweep. And then, okay, if we reject right here, we're rejecting previous week VWAP, also some other levels. And also it's looking like this is like a good POI to short from. So yeah, this will be a pretty big short if we get it. And it will depend how it will develop on the reaction we're gonna get here. If we keep on trading below previous week value low, it's looking solid for lower. But yeah, as of now, the most important thing is to see the reaction at previous week value low. Acceptance above, and it's looking good for, at least in my opinion, 90k. These highs right here. Okay, this is a pretty good POI to target. So the bear scenario now is to keep on rejecting here. Potentially we can get another sweep, or simply like a lower high. Keep on rejecting and start trading below. This will be the bear scenario going forward. Okay, so that's pretty much it based on the weekly. But for me, weekly value is not as important as quarterly and yearly value for this week. Okay, just because, let's go back into here, we are trading into these major levels. Basically 88k is a pretty major level, so let me get rid of weekly. And I do think we could also get rid of previous month value low and previous month VWAP, previous week value high. Okay, this looks a bit cleaner. Now, before I jump into here, let me go into XOCharts and take a look at weekly TPO. So, starting off, we do have this 8-week composite right here. So let's reset all TPOs. And if we merge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, start merge, stop merge, we do get this beautiful 8-week composite. Okay, with 8-week value high sitting at 92 point something, 8-week POC sitting at 90 point something, 90.1, around there, an 8-week value area low sitting at 86.4. So if I get these levels into the chart, we are looking at this value right here. All right, this is the value we're looking at. So with POC sitting at here. So if price, let me draw it a bit better. If price is, where is it? Sorry. If price is bullish, it shouldn't really accepting below 8-week value low. We got the full rotation from 8-week value high all the way towards 8-week value low, but we haven't really gotten any acceptance above or below 8-week value high or 8-week value low. So if we do get a breakdown below 86.4, it's looking bad. It's looking really bad because we're gonna get an expansion lower. Okay. Now, in terms of PA, this is a good level to bounce from. Okay. Internal liquidity into like a POI as well. So if price is really bullish, I don't think we should be trading below 86k again. Okay, we could be getting some, higher lows here. We could be getting a sweep of the lows potentially, but we need to reclaim ASAP 88k. Okay, in order to become bullish again. So, 86.4 is gonna be the big level to hold, right? 88 is gonna be the big level to flip, and 90k furthermore is gonna be the big level to accept above if we manage to get there. But the most important thing for now is to not accept below 8-week value low for to remain bullish. If we do accept below 8-week value low, we're looking pretty bad. Now, this 6-week value that I do have marked here from 88k all the way towards 81.6k, it's this one right here. If we merge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, stop merge, we do get this beautiful composite from, February, right? Past February of 2025. Okay. Now, if we go into here, expand all blocks, we can look at this. Look where did we bounce from? The 6-week value low, right? Big level. Now, if we keep on rejecting here, it's not looking really good. Okay. Because if we don't manage to accept above, we're looking at this rotation right here. From 6-week value high all the way to 6-week value low. Okay, so another reason why 88k is a pretty big level. All right, so we better flip this level ASAP and don't spend much time below it, or things are not looking that good. I mean, if you look at it from a higher time frame perspective, it's not looking good either way, but it is what it is. What do I mean by that? From a higher time frame perspective, if we get a range here, this is looking like, deviation of the highs, followed by probably a deviation of the lows. We will see. But this looks to me definitely like a deviation of the highs into the range. Here we're into the middle, so, if we keep on trading below here, there's no other way to say it. We're going all the way to 80k. So yeah, it's not looking good either way. Now, in order for it to look good, we do need to accept above 90k. And why is that? Because, let me reset, start merge and merge. So at 90.1k, 90 point something anyways, we do have the 8-week POC. Expand. So the 8-week POC has been capping upside for the past week, basically. Now, it's looking, if I get this into the chart, basically, it's right here. It's right here. Okay, 8-week POC, 90 point something. It wasn't 0.1. So it's around here. What did we say? This is looking like a good short POI. So even if we get acceptance above here, the trouble area is at 90k. Okay, because if we do get a rejection here, what are we getting? A rejection of the point of control. So basically this means that we're not getting a rotation from value low all the way to value high, right? So the scenario of going all the way towards 91.8 is disrupted, and we're also rejecting into a short POI. So basically that means we are still trending lower because we're breaking lows, rejecting highs, right? If we get that. So yeah, even a rejection here is not looking good. Okay, so we haven't gotten out of the shit show. Even if we do get acceptance above 88k, we do need to get acceptance above 90k. So if I could draw like some levels, some areas into the chart, it would be, let me mark it basically here. This area is pretty big to flip. This area right here. And if we draw it right here, you will see that this area was important for the whole range right here. So yeah, this area is pretty big to flip. And if we flip this area, we are open to get like a move all the way to 95k. Okay, I mean, okay, we're still gonna be having some trouble flipping 91, 92k. Also a big imbalance here. But yeah, this is a major level to flip going forward. Okay, now the other areas that I can draw are done from keys are these. So all these three areas are key levels for me. Okay, and if you notice, both price action wise they do make sense, and in terms of value they're sitting at 8-week value high, 8-week POC, and 8-week value low. So yeah, big levels. So okay, so if I could sum up everything together, I could draw something like this. Basically this is it. So let me explain it. Rejection into 88k early in the week, and it's looking pretty bearish. Further acceptance below 86k, and we're open for a move and a full rotation towards 81.6 and furthermore towards 80k. Okay, now if we do manage to get acceptance above 88k, which is previous quarter value low, 6-week value high, and previous year value low, we could be looking for longs all the way towards this POI right here into 90k basically. Okay, so let me mark it out. That's it. All right, rejections into here, and we're looking for a short as well back into 88k. So a 2k move is enough. Actually, let me mark them out with, the setups that we could be playing. This is the first setup. Actually, this is the first setup. Rejections into here. And then we're looking for further shorts if we do get acceptance below here. Acceptance below here, and we're looking for a move all the way towards the lows, the 6-week 5-year low. All right, then rejection into here, and we're looking for a short, firstly targeting 88k, and if we do get acceptance below 88k, we're looking for a further short towards the lows, and then acceptance above here. It's a pretty solid long with tightened validation all the way towards 91.8. So these are all the scenarios that I do have in mind and the plays that I'm looking at. I think I have covered everything. Let me know, guys, if you have any questions. Let me hide these and these. Else I'm gonna end the stream and the outlook. So yeah, also something else. Easy short here, sweep of the highs, we took it as well. We took the short. On personal, I held some percentage all the way towards here. So yeah, this was like a 4.5 hour trade. If I held this fully, it would be like a 12.5, 12 point something. But you know, this doesn't count for me, so yeah. Pretty easy short. First original target was, and let me do a quick breakdown as well, why I took the short. First target was, let me hide this as well, this POI right here. Second target was this equal lows. And third target was the 8-week 5-year low, also the previous month 5-year low. So let me explain why I took this short. First of all, it was basically a liquidity sweep into these highs, right? Equal highs, trend liquidity or whatever. Liquidity sweep followed by some decent buying going up here, going on up here. I took the short firstly because, you know, I saw some sort of buys coming in, aggressive buys coming in, and then after the sort of breakdown and the weakness that started forming, if you guys remember one of the patterns, it was a pretty easy short with tightened validation. All right, so yeah, the reason I took the short was basically aggressive buyers coming into here, and some sort of breakdown distribution forming. If you go also into flow, the short we took was here. So big buying delta, big buying delta into the highs, right? By the time we flipped this, it was pretty easy. All right, tighten validation, easy short into long shaping also. This was like shorts closing and long shaping into the delta flip. Okay, so delta flip played out perfectly with, you know, first target being basically the VWAP, 5-year low, and, you know, furthermore, more targets. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Everything. we also did the trade breakdown that I promised you guys. If you have any questions, you can let me know. I'm gonna end the recording here.